Hey guys, it's Jay. So, hopefully it's not so bad with my radiator in the background. So I put my headphones on. So hopefully it's not so bad. But anywho, um, I am going to do my Let's Have a Chat video. Excuse me. Um, of the year, and so I have a lot of stuff here. So let's get started. So the first thing is J Hope's mixtape is going to be dropping March 2nd. That's gonna be next Friday, and I'm absolutely excited for it. BTS musically never disappoints me, honestly. So I know this is not gonna be any different. Um, so I'm definitely excited for that. And also they just added Yoongi's mixtape to Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music. So if you were only going to like SoundCloud, you can, if you do have Apple Music and stuff like that, you can go listen to it on there as well. So next is Bobby on Radio Star. So he was just recently on the Radio Star, and he talked about a bunch of other stuff. And I know a lot of things that have been people talking is just him spilling some tea on YG these days, basically talking about dating bans and stuff like that. So me and dating bans, I think the dating ban for YG is 3 years now, unless they changed this shit. I have no idea. But last time I checked, it was 3 years. I think it used to be longer. And if I'm not mistaken, something tells me Big Bang didn't have a dating ban. If they did, they didn't follow that shit, because we all know that GD and Kiko was like on and off for a couple of years. And we all know Sungri has been rumored to have been slinging dick around Asia. So there's that. And I mean, for all we know, Top probably probably in a couple relationships. He just kept it really private. You know what I'm saying? But also he was talking about that he kind of has them on like a tight leash and stuff like that. So like basically they monitor what they put on their Instagrams, because now Icon has their own individual Instagrams now. The same thing with Winner. Like they had they had a group one in the beginning, but now they have their own individual ones. So it's probably going to be after a while. It'll be the same for Blackpink. They'll have like their own individual Instagrams and stuff. Obviously right now they're just stuck with the group one, and stuff like that. I think the same thing with like 17. Like I know like the 8 and Mingyu now have individual Instagrams. Now before it used to just be like the 17 Instagrams. So now you're starting to see like other people have like their own individual Instagrams and stuff like that. So basically he was saying that they monitor what they do on Instagram, and basically like if they want to go to the store, they gotta let their company know, what I think is stupid. It's like they can't go to the goddamn store. Like, so what, I can't go to 7-Eleven and at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I gotta let y'all know some shit? Like, seriously? Like, I mean, to an extent I can kind of see why they're having like tighter restrictions now, because I guess maybe because the whole like thing with Top that happened last year and how crazy that was. So I'm assuming, maybe, I don't know, but I just still kind of think it's a tad bit ridiculous with these crazy. I'm not saying that everyone has to be, footloose and fancy free, and I guess there should be some rules, but it shouldn't be to where like they're literally like monitoring every single thing they do. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And I know they do the same thing in Japan. I still think it's absolutely ridiculous that they do it over there too, but that's just me. And yeah, so and then he also talked about how like he said that YG wasn't really interested in Icon. I'm like, well, we can kind of tell, because the fact that he sent them off to Japan in 2016 and basically 2017, because they only had one comeback in Korea in 2016, which was like a single. They had a comeback last year. It didn't do all that hot. But the most of the time, the past 2 years, they spent most of the time in Japan. Like Bobby had a solo, but he didn't really promote it because he had to go back to Japan and do stuff, the dorm tours with Icon and stuff like that. So, you can kind of tell that like Icon was not his top priority, YG's top priority at that time. We already know like it was most likely Blackpink, but we seen how Blackpink is nowadays. And so I really feel like now that GD and Taeyong about to enlist, like he really needs to figure out what he's doing with these groups. And speaking of, I didn't talk about this when it happened, but we all know Taeyong got married earlier this month. I talked about it on Twitter. I didn't talk about it on. I didn't make a YouTube video because I kind of didn't feel like it. But yeah, so I mean, of course, being affected as my ultimate bias, I'm still happy. And, of course, I was like glued to my Twitter like all day, just trying to see like updates and stuff and whatnot. So I was, just happy to see whatever was posted on the internet from the wedding and things like that. And I know that they said they didn't allow for their guests to give them money, because usually when it comes to people's weddings, you give like the couple money and gifts and things like that, but they didn't take any money for their wedding. I mean, they don't fucking need it, so it's like, okay. And so that was great. And so also, like I just said, Taeyong and GD are going to enlist. I thought they had a little bit of time left, but they don't, because GD is supposed to enlist on Tuesday, and Taeyong's supposed to enlist March 12th. So they're both going to be doing enlisting very soon. But I did see something where like all the members were together, before both of them enlist. And I noticed there still hasn't been any, clarification on whether Daesung and Seungri are going to enlist this year as well. Because there's been rumors for a couple, like at least since 2016, that all the members were going to enlist after Top, just to kind of get it out the way. But I don't know, because the fact that Seungri's supposed to be doing some show that's like, I think supposed to be like on Netflix and stuff like that. And Daesung just released the album, so he's probably going to do like a tour in Japan and stuff like that. So, and then I heard of the rumor that Seungri's releasing another album, so this may not happen. And if they do, they probably go and maybe enlist like next year. I have no idea. But yeah, so next on my list, so I've been hearing about these. So I heard this story about these two actors that were accused of sexual harassment. So it's Jo Jae-hyun and Jo Min-ki. They're two older gentlemen, and they're like older actors, but they both have been accused of sexual harassment. There hasn't really been much information on Jo Jae-hyun's case, but with Jo Min-ki, he's supposed to be in a drama, but they actually are going to edit him out and replace him with another actor. So basically, they're pulling a Kevin Spacey on this one. So that sounds messy. That sounds like a mess. And so speaking of a mess, so now there's a scandal with Momoland. So people are accusing Momoland's company of bulk buying albums. And so now, I forgot one of the charts. One of the charts are like doing some petition to kind of like investigate it. I feel like this is the same shit that happened with La Bombe last year when they won their first music show out of nowhere, and people was like, oh, that company was bulk buying album, blah, blah, blah. It's the same shit, because, you know what I'm saying, Momoland came out of nowhere because they debuted, 2016? I actually kind of forgot Momoland existed, to be honest with you, but they fucking, they debuted or whatever, and I guess I didn't really know much about them. I just knew the name or whatever. But then when I heard people talking about this recent release, I was like, okay. But then the fact that, like, the first music show of the year, it was between them and The Boys, which is the Boys 24 group or whatever. And then they won, and a lot of people were like surprised, because I'm like, well, no other people was really promoting that. None of like the bigger groups were promoting at the time. So I mean, someone had to win a goddamn music show. And so ever since then, Momoland has blown the fuck up. Like, the song is everywhere. The song is charting really high on Melon and stuff like that. A lot of people fuck with the song. They won they just recently won their 5th music show. So yeah, man, like, so of course, if it's not a bigger group, people gonna think that some shady shit's going on. I highly doubt that, but that, like I said, this happened to La Bombe last year when they won their music show last year. So on some sad news, Hyungdong and Defcon are leaving Weekly Idol after 7 years. I mean, I'm going to assume that most K-pop fans know what Weekly Idol is, and if you don't, I'm gonna need you to get your ass on the YouTube and look and watch episodes of Weekly Idol, because Weekly Idol is funny as hell. Like, that's, I don't keep up with it as much as I used to, but I used to kind of watch it pretty regularly in the beginning. Like, I've been watching Weekly Idol since 2000, um, since 2013. Yeah, 2013 when I started watching the show, and I've watched so many. I've watched like every single BAP episode. I think I've watched every single one that Infinite was on. I think I've watched all the ones that Teen Top was on. I think I've seen all the ones. No, I've seen most of the ones with Beast or now Highlight. I think I've seen all the ones with Shiny. Um, let's see. I've seen all the ones with GOT7. Um, stuff like that recently. Like, I know, like, I've watched the ones recently, like 17, Icon, GOT7, BTS, uh, Winner, Lehigh, Octa Musician. Even they have people like Rain and Boa. I feel like I'm missing people. Like J-Park was on there, like it was back in 2011, but he was on there. Um, was 101 on there? I could have sworn 101 was on maybe I think they was on Weekly Idol. If not, then I know at least were they? They were. Yes, they were on Weekly Idol. Like them and like IOI and Monster X. Like a lot of people has been on the show for the past 7 years, and I've watched like a large chunk of those episodes, and some of those episodes are super super funny. And I know back in 2015, Hyungdong, he actually took a leave of absence for about 6 to 8 months for like some personal issues. So in his absence, Heechul and Hani had took his place, which I thought that they were great on the show. So there hasn't been any updates on who's gonna replace them, but I think their last episode, I think Sungyu is gonna be their last guest. I think, because I know he's been on the show like many times, not just with Infinite and by himself, but um like on other episodes and stuff like that. Like what was it at the time when they used to do things where it was like oh my god, I think it was like Ilhoon, I think a member of A Pink or something was on there. I can't remember, but you kind of get my point. But stuff like that. So yeah, I mean the show was really great, and I'm gonna miss them. So like I said, they haven't announced who's going to replace them, but I mean they won't. Whoever it is probably won't be as good as those two. But yeah, I'm gonna miss them because I really do like that show. So I mean, at least I'm not canceling the show, because that would really suck if they canceled the show. Next, so a lot of people's going on tour. Zion T is coming to the States soon, like sometime in March. I'm not gonna go because I have no money. But I also heard that Monster X is about to start the first leg of their second world tour soon. There isn't any dates for like any like US or European dates or anything like that yet, but give it time. They'll probably have dates coming soon, like maybe in a couple months or so. And then also GOT7 have released the dates for their world tour, and they are coming to the States. They're only doing like 4 stops. I think they're doing LA, Houston, New York. Are you doing Chicago? No, I don't think they're doing Chicago. Are you doing Atlanta? I know it's like at least 3 or 4 stops, but I know the New York stop is going to be at the Barclays Center, which is in Brooklyn, which is huge as hell to my understanding. I've never been there yet, but they're going. So basically, GOT7 is the first K-pop group to hold a concert at the Barclays. The first K-pop act is GD, which was last year. So definitely exciting, but them tickets probably gonna be expensive as shit because it's a bigger venue. I've always felt that like groups like GOT7 should have been performing in bigger venues to begin with, but that's just me. But I'm glad that they are, and I hope I get to go. It's supposed to be July 11th. They're supposed to be in New York. So yeah, so then I've read different reports that like FT Island have plans on enlisting together, and also Highlight Keyquan was saying that they are considering enlisting together as well. Because they are getting up there to where they got to enlist and stuff like that, especially Doojun and Joohyun and stuff like that. So, I mean, hey, get it over with now, right? So, I don't know what's gonna happen with FNC. I mean, because Youngwas is about to enlist, so I don't know what's gonna happen with CN Blue. And especially if the whole group of FT Islands are going to enlist, there's no FT Island. So you have AOA, which is a big old question mark these days. You have N-Fly, who just came back. And SF9 is on FNC, right? I think SF9 is on FNC. I think they're actually about to come back. So, yeah. So FNC is that's going to be a doozy for FNC. And so of course, next week, Sunday is the Sunday? Yes, Sunday is supposed to be the closing of the Olympics, and we already know EXO and CL are going to perform. I'm pretty excited for that. I could have sworn that, like, at least to my knowledge, when I watched the closing ceremonies in London back in 2012, they had a bunch of people perform. Maybe that's just me, because I know like the One Direction performed, the Spice Girls had performed, I think a couple other people had performed at the closing Olympics. So I'm just wondering like why they only have EXO and CL. But nonetheless, I'm excited. I'm just wondering what the hell CL is going to perform, because she damn sure can't do Hello Bitches. She can't do Lifted. So, I mean, what's she going to do? A bunch of 21 songs? I feel like at this point, child, they should just have 21 come back just for the closing the Olympics. I mean, why the fuck not, right? But I have no idea what's going to happen, like what CL's going to perform. But I already know, like, EXO is probably going to do a couple of their songs. Like, I don't think they're going to have, like, this crazy set list. Like, this is not the Mamas or whatever. But I'm definitely excited to see the closing ceremonies for the Olympics, definitely. What's next? Oh, yeah, so Top Dog is no longer Top Dog. They are now called, what's the name of the group? Zeno-T. So ZENO -T. That's the name of the group. So as you all know, last year, quite a few members had left. So now they're down to 6 members. 6. And so there's like 6 members. And let's see. So we have Sungdo, Hyojun, Biju, Zero, and Yano. But Biju changed his name. He just added like a Y to Biju. And Yano is no longer Yano. He's going to go with his first name, which is Sungwoon, I think. Yeah. So that's that. Sungyu, he's still up in the air if he's going to go back to Top Dog or not, because he still has obligations with JBJ or whatever. Is it bad that I kind of want JBJ to be a permanent group? But that's like hella selfish, because one member's in Top Dog, well, this new group, and then other members in Hot Shot. So that's high key selfish, because like basically like most of the group is in different groups. You just have one member that just joined the unit, which I'll talk about in a little bit. You have one member in JBJ, and you have a member in 101. So it's like, I don't know what the hell the other group members are going to do. I have no idea. But yeah, speaking of the unit, the unit is over, and they announced the top 9 groups. So it's going to be the boys and the girls, unlike Mixed 9. Wait, because the boys won. as we fucking figured. So for Unit B, I don't know if these are permanent names. I hope not. But for Unit B, we have June from UKISS. Region. I'm probably gonna fuck up some of these names, so excuse me. He's in Big Flow. Ho Jung, he's in Hot Shot. Phil Dog is in Big Star. Marco is in the group HBY. Hansel, he was the former SM trainee. Day One, he's in Madtown, or was in Madtown. Kyujung, he's in the group IM, I think. Was that the band? I think that might have been a band that was on there. And Chan from Ace. So those are the boy groups. That's the boys. And the girls, we have Region. They have the same name. Okay, sorry. I just noticed that. Sorry, but Region. She's in Sanamu. Yeben. I'm butchering these goddamn names. I'm so sorry. She's in Dia. I call her Dia or Dia. You know what I'm talking about. NCA. She's the soloist. Yunjo. Hyunju. She was in April. Jiwon. She was in Spica. Woohee. She's in Dao Shabet. I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it Zen or Zen or whatever? But she's in Labum. And Suji, I don't know if she's in the group or not. But yeah. So yeah. So that's the unit or whatever. I was gonna do something else, like talk about some like comebacks and stuff that I liked, but I'm going to do that in another video because this shit is like almost 22 minutes. So I'm going to do that in another video. So yeah, so this is just my Let's Have a Chats video for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera doing one of these. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the camera wasn't too shaky and it wasn't too noisy in the background. So again, sorry for that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you have any comments and anything that I've talked about in this video, let me know. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.